An artist. This week is the first week of spring, and I am in the mood for warmer skies and the sun. So today we're going to do a spring drawing. So when I think about spring, I think about flowers and bright colors. A lot of times this time of year we see decorated eggs with patterns and little baby chicks and baby bunnies because of new birth and things that we see outside because we're outside more and more. So this drawing that I have here, I'm going to show you how to do it in just a minute. If you take a look at it, you'll notice that I'm repeating a lot of things in this drawing, making different patterns. And we know from art that if you have a pattern, you're repeating some lines or some shapes over and over again. And this picture specifically, I am repeating this arc or hill shape. It's almost like a half circle or half oval. And I'm repeating it over and over and over again when I made my lines for this that we'll do it together in a minute. And then also I turned a few of these shapes into eggs. And I created some patterns on these. So on this one I've got a line of purple and a light of purple dots, and I've got some pink dots. And this one I've got some blue polka dots. And this one I have some zigzags that are repeating dark green, light green, dark green, so they're repeating. So for today, we're going to take a piece of paper. I'm going to put this down like this. I am going to have you start with a pencil. I do outline mine with a marker afterwards. So we've done this type of thing before, and I know that I'm doing mine a little bit backwards for the moment, but I will start it and then I will turn it around so you can see. But when I do my pencil, I'm just making some, almost like I'm making little hills across the bottom of my paper. Turn it this way. So you can see where I made my hills go across the bottom of the paper, almost like think about having a grasshopper and he's hopping, and this is the leap that he's making every time. And then I had a little bit of room at the end, so I just made it hop right off the paper. So that's repeating my line. Now, on the second line, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm turning it around so I'm backwards, but now you can see it the right way. I'm going to start off to the side. And this time, I'm going to try to make the middle, or where the leap stops, and in the middle of the bump in front of it. So almost like it's hopping now to each of these little hills. Think of it that way. So watch. I'm at the middle of this hill. So I'm going to hop on over to this one. And then I'm going to bring it over again. And this creates more of that hill shape that is repeated. And now I have a second layer that's just a little off center, so that's more interesting. And now the next layer. I'm going to make another row. This time I'm going to start on the top of that hill and hop over to this one. And I'm going to come over here where I had a little extra. And again. You can keep going and to fill your paper until you get to the very top like I did on this one. I went all the way up to the top of mine, and then I just painted that blue like a little bit of sky. So see how far you can get when you draw. I'm going to stop here for now so that you have more time. And then I happen to have a Sharpie, but if you don't have a Sharpie, you could use a crayon and just do it dark, or you can use a regular marker, like a Crayola marker, to outline your pencil marks, and we've done that before also. So I'm real carefully going to go over my pencil marks. Now you might be wondering, why am I doing this? Well, I like to do this because I think you'll be able to see my drawing a little bit better. If I didn't go over my pencil marks, they might not look as clear. or maybe a little fuzzy and get lost in the picture. By going over the pencil marks, it really makes your individual shapes show. And you can see the lines so much better. So I just really like the quality that it gives my drawing when I'm done. So I'm taking my time and I'm going to go over all of my pencil lines. Now, again, I'm going to stop there just because for the purpose of the video. I don't want to take up all your time, but I want to show you now what you can do. You can decide if you want to make a pattern with your little humps, or you can just kind of randomly put some animals in there. On this one, I made a little chick. I thought that looks like a little head for a little chick, baby chick. So I added eyes, a little beak, and I gave it a little tuft of fuzz for a little feather at the top, and some wings. So you could draw something like that. I have a bunny here, and the same thing. I used the same arch, but I put some eyes. I like to do the upside down triangle, but you can do a regular triangle or even a little circle. I made a little mouth at the bottom, gave it some whiskers, and added 2 bunny ears. On here, I have a little kitten. Same idea. I made a little face with whiskers, and I gave it 2 pointy ears like a kitty cat. I have another down here, bunny also, and I just made his ear flop over just for fun. And then randomly throughout my whole picture, I made pattern to make them look like little eggs with patterns on them. And then some I just colored in with my very best coloring, nice and neat, trying to go in the same direction so it's not scribble scrabble. I was also trying to stay in my area. Now notice I colored my whole picture with crayon, and I think that's important. I did leave my bunny white because I wanted that bunny to have white fur, and of course just like the whites of the eyes. So if you want white on purpose, you can leave it, but for the most part I colored it all in because I wanted it to look like I gave it a lot of effort and thought to finish my artwork. And finishing it finally up, I added the background sky. So for today, I want you to take your paper, make little arches or humps, just like you think about a grasshopper jumping up and down, and fill your paper for as high as you can go, and then see what you can turn some of this with this shape into. Maybe a bunny, maybe a rabbit, maybe a kitten, maybe you've got an idea that I didn't even use. And you can color them in and fill them all up. See, isn't that a nice spring picture? So I can't wait to see what you use or what you end up making. Also, feel free to use crayons, markers, paint if your mom and dad say that's okay, whatever you have at home. And don't forget to show me. I will see you later. Have fun.